Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. My name is John, Senior Trainer with Africa 118.
Good morning, everyone.
Sorry for the hiccups on the sound. Just confirm on the chat that you are able to hear me loud and clear. And feel free to share this link with the colleagues of yours, and we will be glad just to begin in a few. So feel free, guys. Tell us your name, tell us where you are watching us from. Try familiarize yourself with the chat box. Let us get to know where you're joining us this morning and what you're looking up to. So I'll be waiting for a couple of minutes for a few people to join and just confirm that you are able to see my screen and you are able to hear me clearly. So just kindly confirm on the chat with my moderator, who is Evans Rabare. Just confirm with him that you are able to hear me loud and clear, and also you are able to see my screen. So guys, this morning, as I said earlier, my name is Wanjala John, a senior trainer with Africa 118 in collaboration with Google Digital Skills for Africa. And I'm being joined in with my able moderator, that is Evans Rabare, who will be handling some of your sessions, some of your questions, and some of the concerns that you'll be having as we proceed with this particular webinar. So as you can see on your screen, we are going to talk much more about how to build your brand and apply for jobs. And when you're talking about how to build brand and sell online, what you need to take in consideration is what exactly is a brand, and how best as a business person can you build your brand and sell online. So I just want to confirm that you are able to hear me loud and clear, and we will be okay to confirm that you are able to see my screen, and I'll be glad to proceed. Check with me on the chat box. Just let my moderator know if you are able to see my screen, and also tell us where you're joining us from. So let me get to see those who are joining us. And as you can all see on your screen, our topic for today webinar is how to build your brand and sell online. How do you build your brand and sell online? That is our key discussion this morning. And as we proceed with this particular webinar, I would expect each one of you as a business person to be in a position to know how best are you viewed out there. How best have you build your brand? Is that brand enough to sell itself out there? And when you're talking about online platform, how best will you be in a position to sell your products or service? So even before we begin, I would just want to acknowledge your presence in this particular webinar. So just feel free to tell us your name on the chat box, and maybe the kind of business that you are running, and I'll be glad just to at least say hi to you before we begin this particular session. So I'll be just looking at the chat and maybe saying hi to the first people who will be the first people to hit the chat box and just tell us this is so and so, I'm joining in from Mandera, I'm joining in from this part of the country or this part of the continent, and I'll be glad to proceed. Okay, fine. And even if you know any one of your friends who is supposed to be joining us, feel free to let them know that we are starting our session now, and they're going to miss something. So let them just try send out this link to them and let them join us. Okay, guys, I think we will be proceeding, and today we are going to focus our discussion on three key agendas. And today, by the end of this particular webinar, I would expect each one of you to understand as a business, how are you able to establish your brand online? When you talk about a brand, what are people seeing on the online platform that speaks good towards your business? So that is something that all of you need to take key in, and just understand that when you're talking about establishing your online brand, what does it take for you to have that online presence? And just having an online presence is not enough for it to be a brand. What does it take for you to be there? And then after that, the second thing that we are going to see now, after establishing an online presence and having that brand online, is now how do you develop your e-commerce offering? So how do you engage with your clients so that they can buy the products or the services that you are offering to the market? And then lastly, we are going to see how do you utilize social media to drive sales. So here is where you try also empathize with your customers, the key audience that you are looking for on the social media platforms. How are you supposed to utilize the available social media that is available for your business so that you can drive sales? So guys, I would expect each one of you to take note of the three key discussions of today. And one thing that I'll hope all of you to achieve towards the end is understand how you can have an online presence, develop the e-commerce offering, and then connect with people on social media. So those are the three key areas that we are going to discuss. And just feel free to let us know how you as a business you've been currently marketing your business. How have you been currently marketing your business? Have you been using word of mouth? If it is online, have you been using WhatsApp? So hit us up on the chat, and I'll be glad to see some of your responses that that are coming in. I see Jeff Anyanda joining in from Nairobi. Thank you very much, Jeff. You are the earliest bird at the norm. I usually big up everybody who comments first on my on my YouTube on my YouTube sessions. And also I see proudly Kenyan, the micro and small enterprise federation is present, and I see that is Matthew Ochieng, the national chairman, joining in from Nairobi. Thank you very much, Matthew Ochieng, for joining, and feel free also to share this with some of your colleagues, some of your friends who are also in business, and let them join us as we go to this particular discussion. So, guys, as I asked earlier, how do you currently market your business? Hit us up on the chat. Let me get to know. Are you using the WhatsApp for business? Are you using Facebook page? Are you using the Instagram page? So that I can really understand how you as a business you're positioned out there on the online platform to get things done. And to kick us off to our first discussion, that will be how to establish your online brand. When you hear the word brand, what comes to your mind? Because being a Saturday morning, I just want to ask, if you hear yesterday, everywhere people were mourning about DMX. This is the famous hip hop rapper of the old times. And the moment the news went out that he's gone, so many people started going to the YouTube platform, on Twitter, and just sending condolences messages to the family and trying to comfort the family and giving them that kind of strength. So, looking at that kind of message, if you've ever heard about DMX song, if you've ever heard about anything that he ever did during his time when he was a rapper, what brand did he come out? So many people were out there saying, yes, rest in peace, dog, because he was famously known because of the dogs. And you could actually say the dog is here, and he would walk with so many dogs. So looking at that kind of brand, he came out and established himself and just said, I'm going to pick up these dogs. Every time I'm appearing on my clip, I have to say I'm the dog, and I'll come with so many varieties of dogs and just see what is happening on my side. So as a business, he knew that was the entry level on the online platform. So you as a business, what is the entry level for you to sell what you are doing online? be it a product, be it a service. For the DMX, it was now on the artist side, singing. That is the service that he was being offering entertainment. So when you come as a business, if you're offering a product, if you're offering a service, what is the brand that you want to establish out there? So always understand how best do you just establish your brand on that particular platform. And before even we go much into brand, let me ask, what are some of the benefits that are brought on businesses by going online? What are some of the things that you think as a business you can gain when you go online? I know there are so many benefits. I'll be looking forward to read some of them on the chat and just to get to know uh, how your business has benefited from the online platform, or what have you had people have ever gained when they take their businesses on an online platform. And every time I tackle this particular session, I usually like talking about numbers, because the first thing in business, when you're starting any business, you ask yourself, what are the numbers like? Is it beneficial for me to go in there? And that, do I have the financial capability to be there? So when you're talking about businesses, here is why so many businesses will consider the online platform. And we see that internet business statistics revealed that 1.79 billion people bought goods and services on the online platform. That was the other year. You can imagine 1.79 billion. If somebody hears that all these people were online, what made them land to that particular product? What made them to land at that particular business? That is the question as a business you're supposed to ask yourself. And then 97% of those people who bought those goods online, they tend to learn about the business online than anywhere else. Which means if I'm looking for a product, the first source is the online platform, which means as a business, you are not in a position to display what you do if you are not on the online platform. So always make sure you have your online presence. Get all the information that is important about your business and be able to put it out there to the audience, so that by the time they're on the go, they can easily come across your business and interact with it on the e-commerce platform and be able to buy the goods or services that you are offering. So, and then something also to encourage you so that you can bring your business online is that it is estimated by the year 2040. We are now in the year 2021, 19 years, 95% of the purchases will be through the e-commerce platform. So as a business, you need to position yourself. Is this something that I want to do in future? Do I have an e-commerce platform? What do I need to put in place so that I can have this e-commerce platform? Mark you, this is just a way of you being prepared of what will happen. It's not a matter of right now. I know we are at the third wave of the pandemic, and so many people are like, this pandemic has disrupted businesses. But for those who are already on the online platform, I know they can easily attest. Now, when people come on the online platform, they get to know that uh, everything is working out well, because they had already known the audience that they are serving and knew how they behave on the online platform. So having said that, guys, those are the numbers that you need to take note. Ask yourself, 1.7 billion bought goods, 95% go online to learn about a business. And then in 2040, 90%, over 90% will be purchasing through e-commerce. So as a business, are you strategically placed in a position where you can get your information out there, let people buy from you on the e-commerce platform, and get the profit that you are looking for as a business? So some of the reasons why businesses go online are here. I'm just going to shed light on a few. I see Doris joining us. Thank you very much, Doris. And feel free just to ask any question that you have, or maybe concerns that you may have as a business, and I'll be glad to answer them. So, looking at how businesses use the internet. One, I've just said, people have been buying online. So as a business, you can sell products. You can easily use the internet to make people know about the product and the service, and they will interact with you on the e-commerce platform so that you can sell that to them. Again, as a business, it's just not a one way. You can also buy products from other vendors, which means as a business you can be online and you come across somebody who is selling something at a cheaper price that can be an advantage to you as a business person. And then to the key thing that I know all of you know, it's about advertisement. So when you're talking about adverts, so many people go online and they're in a position to take the news out there. This is what we do. This is how our services look like. Here's where we are located on the Google Maps. Here are some of the pictures of the products. These are some of the reviews that people say, so that you can advertise your business and make people know that this is how best you do serve other people. And if they come to you, you'll also be able to serve them as the way you did, or as better than the way you did serve others. And then looking at the online platform being a global village, also it assists you to reach customers. And this reach, for example, right now I'm in Nairobi. I don't know where you are joining us from. I see Naivasha, I see some from different areas, and you can see just by a click of a button, you are able to reach a lot of audience. And then also something that is very important for every business is the research for competitors. What are your competitors saying online? What are they doing online? What are some of the things that they've been doing that you can adopt and make it better, so that you can also get the best results as they do? So whenever you go online, consider what your online goal is. Among all these that I've shared, what is your goal? Do you want to research on competitors today? Do you want to reach customers? Do you want to advertise? Do you want to buy products, or do you want to sell products? After establishing that goal, now when you walk into that particular platform, you'll know my objective today is not to sell. My objective today is to reach a lot of customers. That is brand awareness. If you are researching on competitors, you have to map these competitors. What is their market share? What are they doing in this particular market? And then after that, if you are advertising, now you have to consider, what digital content am I going to use? What do I need to put in place so that you can easily know? People will get to know about your particular business. Having considered your goal before you go online, now you come to build your online presence. Remember, we are looking at how best can you build your brand. I began by just telling you the statistics, looking at the numbers, and then after the numbers, I came now to look at some of the business activities that people go online to do. And that is why you choose your goal. And then after choosing your goal, that is now when you come to build your online presence. So you find that in this digital age, it's absolutely essential for your business to have an online presence. And this is what I do tell other businesses that are not online. Yes, you are good in the offline market, but do you know how many online customers do go online to just check for you and they miss you? And that makes them to learn to your competitor. That's a question that you need to ask yourself as a business person. And then having done that, you can also be in a position to make decision which particular site do you want to go to. Do you want to build a website? Do you want to have a social media platform? Do you want to have an online directory? Or do you want to have an e-commerce platform? Those are some of the things that you need to consider as a business. And if you do not have a website, what are some of the ways that you can get a website? So always understand, what is a website? Do I have the money to have a website? If you don't have money to have a website, one thing you can do, you can easily ask anyone on Google My Business, and it is a free tool that will generate to you a one-pager free website. And once you do that, my moderator will be sharing a link with you where you can easily reach out to us and we'll be able to verify for you your business. So, guys, some of the online platforms that you can consider. A website is one of them. Social media platform is another, and then we have an online directory, and then lastly, we have an e-commerce platform. So when we are talking about all these four, why do you go to them? The same way any business you're doing, you first thing look at are the numbers. So in e-commerce in Africa, if you're already not convinced about being on an online presence or having an online presence as a business, then let me again give you some stats. You find that around 400 million. You remember the other stats we are looking at, how many people have made online purchases and how many people have gone for information and what the future looks like. So right now we are coming to online platforms. On having an e-commerce platform, 400 million internet users in Africa do interact with an e-commerce platform. And then Africa making around 10% of the global sales. Kenya, we are in Africa. And if you look at the market share of the numbers that we are talking about, if you are looking at this particular online, Kenya is among the other 5 states that are busy with the e-commerce sites. So Africa generates around 16.5 billion from e-commerce alone, and that was way back into 2017. So looking at that number till now, looking at what is happening in our country right now, what is happening in our continent right now, what does it tell you? And just to give you some headlines, when we talk about e-commerce, are we talking about Amazon? Are we talking about Konga? Are we talking about Jumia? Are we talking about Kilimall? Or are we talking about Gigi or Bidobuy? Those are some of the e-commerce platforms. And we are going to see deeper on what it takes to have these particular platforms. What do you need to make sure that as a business, if you're going to have an e-commerce platform and sell your products or services online, what do you need to consider? So right now, I know you've got the numbers, you've got some of the goals that you can go online to achieve, and now I've given you some of the examples of e-commerce sites that I'm being that are the key in this particular session. Those are just some of the examples on e-commerce. To the second thing that I want us to look at are online business directories. As a business, are you available on an online business directory? What does it take? So an online directory basically is a website which lists your business based on 3 things: the market niche, the location, and the size of the business. So the moment you have these 3 things, you'll be in a position to know if I'm looking for a big digital marketing company in Africa, will I be there? And if you are not listed on the online business directory, it means you'll not show up. So having that, some of the examples with the online business category directories are yellow pages in Africa, and also we have Africa business pages. So if you want to know which business is in the market, you can visit the 2 sites and you can be able to see which particular industry are the key in this particular industry or sector that you are researching on. So feel free, guys, to ask any question that you're having, and we'll be glad just to respond to them. And how do you get to this business directory? Number one, register your business details. So have your facts right. What's the name of your business? What are the contact details? Which business sector or category are you in, and the region that you are in? And then also it will look at the size and some of the products and some of the digital content that you fed. So some of the details that you put in on the business directory will determine what will show up if a client is online and is looking for that. How do you get now to social media? I know I talked about e-commerce, I talked about the numbers, I've talked about the website, I've talked about now the online business directory. Now also the third thing, the fourth thing is how to get your business on social media. And social media being as the name suggests, social, you need to sign up and add pictures even before you think about selling. Sign up, add pictures. After doing that, create your username and then add your business details. But so many people start by business details and they forget to add pictures. They forget even to create a username. The moment you add a picture to your business social pages, you will find that so many people will know it is authentic. They will now know and resonate with who is behind all this. They will know if I'm interacting with the same page. You can imagine you land into a page and it does not have a picture. It's like going on social platform, somebody is friend requesting you without an image, and they don't even have any friends, or maybe they only have two friends. Will you accept such a friend request, or you'll think that is not a real human being? This is a stalker. So always try and understand, as a business, you need to sign up on that particular social media, add pictures, create your username, and then add the business details. And either on YouTube, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook, and you'll be in a position to get the best out of that. I want to pause for questions before now we go to our second major discussion of how to develop your e-commerce offering. So remember the first session we are just looking at how to build your brand online and having an online presence. We began by looking at the numbers globally, how many people are doing that, how many people are searching for your business, and then also we looked at the future. After that, I came now to discuss with you some of the benefits that businesses get online. Is it to buy? Is it to sell? Is it to advertise? Or is it to research on competitors so you know which goal you are going for? And then now, lastly, we've just looked at how now you can build your presence online, either on e-commerce, either on online business directory, or on social media. And right now, I want us now to see how to develop your e-commerce offering. So as a business, the first thing I know you'll think is it making money? Is it making money? So if it is making money, I know you'll invest in it. So everybody who is in business, number one key characteristics of an entrepreneur is being a risk taker. But you'll only measure risk when you know what is in there for you as a business. So when you want to develop an e-commerce offering, what do you need to put in place? Number one, pick a domain. A domain is simply a name of your address where customers can access your website. For example, if it is www.jumia.com, Jumia is the domain. And when we are looking at a domain, we need to understand how to get your name. And some of the examples, just to get a name here, you find that there's the GoDaddy and there's the Domain King, and those are some also called Bluehost. So when you visit these particular sites, you'll be in a position to get a name. So it will tell you this domain is this particular price. Is it available, or it is not available? And then after getting a name, the next thing is to build your site. How do you build your site? Are you going to use Wix? Are you going to use Squarespace? Are you going to use the Google sites through the Google My Business? So those are some of the options that you can easily ask yourself. What am I going to do? Am I going to a web developer so that he can design a site using a different coding tool? But right now, if you do not know how to code, let that not stress you. There we have website builder that come up with templates, and you are able to know how best just to feed in information and get your website up and running. And how do you now utilize and customize these templates? When you're talking about them, the first thing that you need to know, templates are a big part of what makes website builders easy to use. You can imagine, once you look at how a template looks like, it already gives you a picture of what your business is going to look like when the site is complete. So you can feed in the information, choose the right template, look at the color, and then the good thing with the templates, you can simply edit what happens on that particular template. After choosing a template, step number 3, you need to upload your content. Remember, we are looking at an e-commerce site. I began by asking a domain name. I gave examples there. And then after giving examples, now it was now how to build your site. Do you want to use Wix? Do you want to use Squarespace? Or do you want to use a free GMB Google site? So number 3 thing that you are going to do is how to upload content. As you can see on the runway, there are pictures there. Which digital content are you going to make use of? Which digital content are you going to make use of? And some of them being either you can use a text, either you can use an image or a video. And whenever people come on that particular website, they will be in a position to see what do you deal with even before they scroll to other sections of your site. So having a very good picture or digital content makes it sell out to people. And the best practice when you are creating this content on your site, always consider the type of audience that you are targeting. Who are you targeting? Are they the youths? Are they the elderly or the middle income earners, so that you can know what do they love to see, what do they resonate with, so that the examples that you give, the things that you do will actually make something that they will resonate with. Then number 2, always research on your competitors. What are they doing outside there with their digital content? What strategies are they using? What is the amount of traffic they're getting? And then learn also how to optimize your site. How do you learn about this? This is how you can increase your chances of making your website to reach so many people. How have you incorporated the keywords? Do we have links that lead customers to where they're looking for in your site? So those are some of the things that you need to consider. And when now you get all that right, you are not supposed just to leave your e-commerce site as plain as that way. Remember, you started by picking a domain name. The second thing you want to do is to build the site. You've uploaded the content. Now you go above and beyond with the e-commerce now to have some plugins. And here plugins are just some additional things. So also after this, I'm going to show you where do you download these plugins. So you can easily have a promotion and a discount code. So it can also be a plugin that you put there. So any client who comes to your site, they'll be in a position to see this is a promotion and I can easily click on this and get the best out of it. After that, now to the second thing, is it easy to check out? Once I land on your e-commerce platform, am I able to check out easily? And then the search engine optimization. What do I need to do to have my site? Are my keywords okay? Are the links broken? You need to see how to optimize your site. And then also have an email marketing integration where the moment a customer checks out, they can get a notification on the email notifying them that this order has been received, or maybe just notifying them you'll get a email after this. And then lastly, which is very, very important for any business, have multiple payment options. When you're talking about payment options, always consider your audience. Who are your audience? What do they do? And when you're talking about online audience, look at some of the payment options that are available for them. The moment you know they are located in this particular country, you'll be in a position to see which particular thing resonates with your audience. Any question, guys? Let me just look at the chat. Feel free to engage us on the chat. And then where do you download these plugins? Number one, you can get it at WooCommerce. Number two, also you can see them on Easy Digital Downloads, and also you can have WP e-commerce. Those are some of the sites that you can just check some of the plugins that we've been talking about. If it's a promotional code plugin, if it's a search engine optimization after doing all that. Now also we have email integration plugin so that you can just see what are available for you. And if it is free or it is incorporated on WordPress, it will automatically direct you on what you need to do. And I know this is very important for every business that is here. Do you know 80% of people who are online access your content using mobile phone? I'll repeat that. Do you know how many percentage or how many people access online content using their phone? So feel free to just ask yourself, what is your mobile speed? Is it mobile friendly? Is it mobile friendly? And we see that 2.4 billion people will shop online worldwide by this 2021. And across Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya alone, we have around 21 million online shoppers. As a business, you need to ask yourself, am I part of these numbers? And just to get it right, if you want now to check your mobile speed, you can go to g.co/test my site, and you'll be able to get the best out of that. And just to show you how to go there, what you need to do as a business person, you need to, let me just share my screen, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. If you need to test your site, you can type on the search bar, test my site think with Google. And then after doing that, click on the first result page, and it will take you to your digital marketing toolbox. Once it takes you here, you can scroll down to test my site. So as a business person, always consider, is your site mobile friendly? That is the first option, master the mobile web. And then how is the roadmap that I'm using? If I go to your site, am I able to understand from this particular stage I'm going to this next one? And then also test my site is what I was talking about. You click on this link, it redirects you to test my site. So once you get to this link, you can input the address for your website. Let me use an example here. So if you check your site, the site will load the results, and within a minute you should be able to see how your site is performing. So you'll get your full report, and it will show you. Looking at this, your mobile speed is 3.7 in United Kingdom on 4.G. And if you want to see on 3G network, it will show you it is 6.3. So that is the Safaricom site, and you can easily see if somebody is trying to access your site on a 4G, the average is, the rating is average. And you can easily get your full report when you click here, enter your address, and then also choose the country where you are located in. If it is Kenya, you can also choose Kenya, so that we can get the best out of it. And then send this to your email and share this report with your website developer. Once you do that, you'll be in a position just to get it right and be able to understand how best to improve your website performance. So that is it, guys. I hope you are enjoying the session. Feel free to ask questions if you have any, as I now go to our last discussion for today, that is how to utilize social media to drive sales. How do you utilize social media to drive sales? So, number one thing, I know all of you know what social media does, and how do you, as a business, benefit from social media? Number one thing, there are so many ways people get to social media. Some go there to showcase what they're doing, some go there to boast, some go there to just tell the world that I'm on this platform. If you go there as a business, what is your objective? Do you need to do something that will be of benefit to you? And just to give you some of the benefits of social media that businesses can get if they do the right thing, you can reach new audience and also you can create new opportunities. So when you're talking about getting sales, you can get to new audience and also create new opportunities. So if you put yourself out there on social media, so many people get to know who you are, and opportunities will come up. And then to the second thing, it can also add value to your brand because they can know there's somebody behind this who empathizes with our situation. What does it do? And then also to the third thing, it can assist you improve your marketing techniques or strategy. How do you improve them? What do you need to do? And then not forgetting, it can also allow you to build relationships and networks. How do you do that? What happens? And then lastly, you can stay competitive. So, guys, feel free to tell us some of the advantages that you think will be essential to you as a business going online, and I'll be glad just to look at them. How do you set up a social strategy? There are five things that I'm going to share with you. That is one, the audience. If you observe anything on online platform, you have to be sure who are your audience. What do they deal with? What is their business goal? What is the social platform that they are using? And what is the tone of voice that they do use? And what is success to you as a business? So this time I will just advise you to take note of the five things that I've said, and I'm going to break them down one by one so that you can get the best out of them. Number one, define your strategy. So when you're talking about a strategy, who are your audience? What are they interested in? And what influences the decision when they are online? And what time are they usually online? And which social media do they use? Having all that in place, it will make your work more easier so that you can understand how it goes. And then also, just to answer this, how do you define your goals? After understanding your audience, as a business person, you saw we were looking at some of the goals when you're talking about online. So when you also come on social media, you need to get your goals right. Give the best customer service, grow brand awareness, or is it to generate sales or to get leads? Or do you want to connect with influencers? Be as specific as possible. Let your goals have a smart objective. Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it something attainable according to you? And is it realistic and time bound? And then to the social media. I know we have a variety of social media platforms, and all of you usually say, I try my luck on any of them to see what comes. So when you're talking about trying your luck, what we usually say is try one, try it with a different strategy, learn, and then try another. Because if you just do for the sake of just posting here, there, you'll not be in a position to get the best out of it. And then to also how to have your tone of voice. How do you define your brand social voice? Do you have a voice behind you? Do you have a logo on your site? Are the fonts and the colors okay to suit your audience? And the tone that you use on, do you know even your language when you talk on phone, or maybe when you talk on a chat, somebody can easily read your personality. If you say the word please kindly, somebody will know this person is courteous. And some of the do's and the don'ts on the online platform are also there. Just get to understand, what do I need to put in place so that I can get the best. And then what are some of the style of images that you're using. Lastly, understand how to define success. Is it growth in your sales? Is it an improvement in customer service? And then also, is it increase in brand awareness? What do you define as a success as a business person? So always look at them and look at how best can you do this so that you can meet what you are looking for. Remember the 5 strategies that I just shared, and I'll just walk you through them again. Number one, we talked about audience. After knowing your audience and knowing who they are, what they are interested in, understand their business goals. What is your business goal as your business? What is it? What do you want to achieve online? Then pick a platform. After picking a platform, which tone are you going to use on your platform? Then, what do you define as a success? So, having all that in place, now it is the best time now to ask yourself, which social media platform am I going to use? Which social media platform am I going to use? And saying that, we have variety. We have Twitter, where you can where it's easily quick and fire conversation as a PR tool. You can easily tweet and retweet, and also you can pin tweets that you want to be on top of your Twitter pages. Again, you can choose, after looking at the strategy that I've just shared, you can choose if you want to use Facebook and see, am I going to use a page? What kind of images am I going to put up? What kind of digital content am I going to put up? And then always add information to your content, to your pages. Add the opening hours, the contact details, and some of the information that are useful to your audience. Once you do that, you'll find that you'll be able to get the best out of it. And then we also have Instagram, that speaks more of photos and videos. Are you going to have an Instagram page? If it is an Instagram, do you have quality pictures? Don't have a blurred image there. People will see, they will not get the actual feel of what you deal with. And then also, if it is LinkedIn, let us know what LinkedIn profile that your business has, what brand advocates that are there, and also how do you now make the company page search engine friendly. If somebody is on LinkedIn and they want to link up with you, if they chat with you, what do they get? Having said that, guys, that is how you can build your social media presence, and now see which one works best for you. Get your strategy, get it right. So I just want to have a recap of what we've just done. Number one, we saw how best you can build your brand online. We saw how you can have an online presence. We looked at the numbers. You are able to see just 95% of people go online to look for information. After getting the information right, the next thing is now, how best can you now get this done? After that, we now came to e-commerce platform. I shared with you the statistics and also some of the plugins that you can have. And then lastly, we looked at the social media pages where you are supposed to get it right. And then if you have any question, hit us up on the chat. You can fill up the certificate form. And also don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms that my moderator will share with you. That is at Twitter, we are at Digital Skills App. At Facebook, it's Digital Skills for Africa. And Instagram is Digital Skills App. So always make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get alerts when we are going live and doing such sessions. And also, don't forget to just keep safe, sanitize, and maintain the social distance. Uh, that has been my time. I've been your trainer, Wanjala John, and my moderator has been Evans Rabare. It was a great pleasure having all of you, and just make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also subscribe to the link that has been posted there by my moderator on how you can get access to a lot of resources that are there for this particular webinar. Thank you very much, guys. Keep safe and see you next time. Thank you.